Yes, finally, WB Games actually has a chance now. After flop, failure after failure, cancel game after cancel game, WB Games finally has a chance to finally redeem themselves and finally get back to the glory days of putting out bangers like the Batman Arkham franchise, because they've been canceling games left and right, shutting down studios, and putting out atrocious games like Suicide Squad, leaving WB Games in a spiral. And I gotta say, because of James Gunn and what he's doing with the DC universe, and I gotta say, I really enjoy what he is doing. He's been giving us bangers when it comes to different things to watch. Creature Commandos is actually really good. Peacemaker is good, and Superman. The Superman movie, which I have to say in my opinion, the best Superman movie to ever come out, set the tone to what to expect for the DC universe. And the fact that we actually got the Superman movie and it's actually doing good, great critical success, this gives us a chance to actually get good games again, because if you did not know, James Gunn said that video games is one of the things that is going to be interconnected with the DC universe. Now, I'll be honest, I'm kind of sketchy when it comes to connecting the video games with the DC universe, but I feel like that if anybody can really pull it off, it's James Gunn. This man literally took unknown franchises like Guardians of the Galaxy and made them a household name, and now also giving us bangers like Superman after the failure of the DCEU. I gotta say, I'm very excited when it comes to WB Games, because I really want great games again like the Batman Arkham franchise. And the thing that really got me excited when it comes to James Gunn and what he's probably going to do with WB Games is the fact that as much as I like Batman and all like that, it looked like we're going to get a video game or video games with different characters that we probably never was going to see in video games before. Like, for example, let's use the characters from the Superman movie. You have characters like Guy Garner and Mr. Terrific. You cannot tell me, if you watch Superman movie, you cannot tell me Mr. Terrific is not a character you want to use in a video game. I gotta say, one of the coolest characters in the DCU so far. But honestly and truly, if you watch the Superman movie, making a Superman game won't be hard now, because at the beginning of the movie, they told you that Superman was undefeated for 3 years straight. He never lost a battle. Guess what? You can turn that into a video game if you decide to do a standalone game, which me personally, I prefer for them to go ahead and make one video game, good quality and all, too. You have all the characters in there, which I do want to bring this point up as well. So with the fact that we get in different DCU movies and all like that as time goes on, what they can do, which I think would be a good idea, is to create a game to where you take the characters you have so far, insert them into the game, because you can start off with all the characters from the Superman movie, Creature Commandos, Peacemaker, put them into a game, and as the movies come out, add those characters in. I feel like that would be a great idea. I don't see why not. And matter of fact, what about like Marvel's Avengers, for example? I know that game failed and it didn't do good, and there's multiple reasons why it did not do good. But imagine a DC Universe game like Marvel's Avengers, but done right, you know, actually have an open world, you actually fight villains and all like that. Not all that microtransaction shit and all that they had with the Marvel's Avengers game, because stuff like that turn people away. But imagine if executed right, graphics look good, you have a nice size roster, you have a nice size amount of villains to fight in the game, a lot of stuff to do, a lot of different maps, and you add on to it as you go ahead and drop these movies or TV series. It'll be a AAA level game that you can just focus all your resources on and allow everybody to go ahead and play as the characters that they like from the DC universe. I'm a big DC fan. WB Games for the longest time was my favorite publisher when it came to video games, but the fact of all the failures that they went ahead and they had within recent times, and them having to cancel games like Wonder Woman, and then I know they're supposed to be working on a Batman game, which once again, I will say this before, I said this multiple times before, Batman, I like Batman, he's my favorite superhero of all time, but we get a lot of Batman stuff, but I would like something to where we get to play as multiple other characters, even if we get like a Marvel Ultimate Alliance game, but it's DC instead of Marvel, right? Something like that would be really good. Now, how you would connect that story-wise, I don't know. But something like that so you could play as many different characters, because honestly and truly, I don't see all these characters getting their own game. I don't really see that at all. I think the days of these characters really getting their own games, like all these different characters, unless they like household names like Spider-Man, Batman, Superman even, I think those days are kind of over for the most part. We might get one here and there, but I don't really see that. I think the best shot that we'll get from WB Games is getting a game where we get to play as all these characters that people like, is to make one game, have those characters in it, and actually make the game good. Spend time on it, focus on it, develop it right. If it's going to be interconnected with the DC universe, however y'all pull that off, hey, make it work. Now, I will say this too as well. Now, one thing that I feel like a lot of studios and all have a hard time with, why these projects and all be getting canceled left and right, WB Games, is sometimes they spend too much money developing these games, and a lot of it goes into cutscenes and all this other stuff, when they really should just focus more on the gameplay aspect, because we really just want to play as our favorite superheroes in a game. Because a lot of games don't really need the budget that they have, but sometimes what people try to do, they try to create movies and all like that, and sometimes you really don't have to do that, especially with some projects and all, where it could be something smaller and it don't have to be something where it's like this massive AAA game to where you're gonna have to probably cancel or shut down, or it could be a net negative when it comes to making a game. WB Games been having a lot of issues because they one of the companies that been having a hard time dealing with that, and I gotta say that they really need somebody like a James Gunn to kind of help them direct it, because I will be honest, I don't know how good James Gunn is when it comes to video games and the knowledge of knowing stuff about video games and all like that, but I can tell you that man have a creative vision. He know what he doing when it comes to doing movies, so maybe he could take some of that and help direct them in the right way, because he also a person that do listen to the fans as well. But I have to say, overall, the work that James Gunn been doing saved WB Games, because guess what? It was directionalist from the movies, the games, and all this other stuff, and now finally we have something with the new DCU to go ahead and actually have hope of them actually making something great when it comes to video games and the movies. Which I just have to say this, that Superman movie was fire. My opinion, best Superman movie to come out, and really I feel like it was the best way to really start off a cinematic universe the way they did it. And I like the fact that they're taking the Star Wars approach, dropping you in the middle of the universe where it's already established, but they're gonna go ahead and keep building on it and all. Like I said, I like it. I enjoy what I see so far. From Creature Commandos, Peacemaker, and Superman, been bangers, and I can't wait to see what else that they put out. I'm sure it'll be very good. And this was very, very important to the future of WB Games, because guess what? If you're a fan of WB Games, or you just a fan of WB properties and you want video games and all from it, especially DC, because video games and superheroes go hand in hand in my opinion. And I gotta say, James Gunn, he doing a great job with giving them something to work with and starting to some way help build the trust back of DC, because honestly, if we're gonna keep it real, DC and WB Games actually lost the trust of a lot of people and all like that, with different games shutting down, bad projects from their studios and stuff like that. But it looks like DC is in good hands now, and I'm excited for the future of WB Games. Hopefully they capitalize off of this. I know we're supposed to be getting a standalone Batman game and all too. I already spoke about that, and I'll be cool with it because Batman my favorite. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure y'all like, comment, share the video, and also subscribe and join the Shade team. My name is Shade, and I am out.